Today I'm going to discuss changes to your relationships or your marriage, and of course your sex life, after spiritual awakening and on the Ascension path. Today on Earth 1111. Hey, it's Roxanne. This is Earth 1111. I've been ascending for over a decade. Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell if you haven't already, and I really appreciate if you can share the video. So this video is kind of a part 2. I've already done Ascension and Relationships 101, which you can watch after this video. So in that video, I talk about the purpose of relationships, what is that chemistry that you get with someone, that spark, what is the honeymoon stage and why it fizzles out, and lots more. So again, watch that video after this one. Now let's talk about sex and ascension. So after we first wake up, our Kundalini energy starts moving through the body. So this is our feminine being birthed in us. It doesn't matter if you're a guy or a girl, your feminine energy, which is that spark of creation, that ancient part of yourself, that creativity, everything just starts flowing. It gets the juices flowing through your body. This is when the desire, the passion is increased. You look more beautiful. You have that vibrancy. You want to live life and feel everything. Again, right? This is the initial stages. But as we go on the ascension path and we start doing the inner work, we're diving deep, we're transforming to pure light. We are becoming literally a light being, now this is where things get tricky, because now when we start activating higher and more expansive aspects of ourselves, we start increasing so much and expanding so much well beyond the physical body. This is where we expand out so much out of the body. It's really hard to stuff us back down into the body. So this is that part of the ascension path where we're so out of touch with any type of normal earthly matters or desires, any type of physical realm stuff. We just are so over, right? And again, this is all a process. It doesn't last forever, because when we are ascending and being activated, we want to pull that back, all that light back into the body and be integrated and anchored deep within ourselves, back into the body. This is called oversoul embodiment. Now this is the later stages of ascension. But kind of during those mid to later stages, where we are ascending and doing a lot of work in the ethers, in the astral plane, maybe we are channeling, we're using our intuition, our third eye a lot. We get up and up and up, and literally we're out of the body. Especially, lots of people choose to ascend directionally. So they ascend all the way up, and then they have to do the integration, which I don't recommend. That's one of the ways that I kind of did a lot. Not recommended. You want to do expand and then contract back down. And this is where the purging state comes in. This is where, right? And that's actually part of it too. When we're ascending, there's a lot of times where we just feel so gross. We don't feel beautiful. And like we have so many negative energies and fears and just anxiety rolling through your body. You live in a state of complete pure energy. It's really hard to feel sexy and want to have sex with someone. So again, this can also create disturbances and interruptions with marriage partners or relationships. Because one person doesn't have a clue what's going on with you. Meanwhile, you are so out of the body, you have a completely different perspective of what's going on and what reality is. So it becomes, again, an imbalance. One person wants sex, another person doesn't even want to think about it. So this is all the different stages of ascension and how things change. So never think that you are ever going to be stuck in any scenario permanently, right? It becomes literally overwhelming, especially when we're going through ascension symptoms, right? And I have lots of videos on that as well. If you're going through ascension symptoms, there's so many times where you just don't feel normal, where you don't feel beautiful. You just, it's really hard to be normal when you're well beyond normal anymore. Being a normal human is a challenge when you're ascending. So I'm going to try something different in this video. I'm going to discuss the two perspectives that we go through in terms of relationships after we wake up. 4D versus 5D perspective. So separation consciousness, newly awakened perspective versus done the dirty work, unity consciousness, 5D perspective. So two totally different, literally opposite ways of seeing what's going on in your life. We are all on different levels of ascension, right? What you perceive as the truth is completely different at the beginning than 10 years down the road. So we evolve with ascension. It's the whole and point of ascending, is to evolve our consciousness, evolve our perspective of life, the way we live our life, how we perceive stuff. This is simply to understand that there's always a higher perspective from where you are right now in any moment. So we're not to judge anyone else and be like, oh, ha, 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 you're in 4D and I'm in 5D. That's the opposite of what ascension is all about. Getting rid of that top-down hierarchy, the power that, oh, the people at the top know what they're talking about. Everyone at the bottom is clueless. No, we are all becoming complete, God-sovereign, free individuals with access to infinite knowledge. So again, when we first wake up and the other partner isn't awake or isn't ascending at the same speed, we will always be like, this person's bringing me down. They're always triggering me, or they're always making me feel irritated when I was feeling good, right? All these things, they always do this, and I react this way. But we gotta remember, that is a fourth dimensional perspective, that everything out there, you're the victim of. It's separation consciousness. It's duality. But we need to realize that that is just a stage in the awakening and ascension process. It's never their fault. They are actually just triggering you, and it's your own stuff that's coming up in you that you feel. So we like to blame it on the other person. Trust me, I did this for years. We like to blame everyone else that has the dingy energy. So this is kind of the perspective that we get when we are in 4D. We blame the other person. It's always their fault why we can't maintain that high vibration, that blissful state, or that state where we're in our heart. But the biggest thing to realize is you need to realize everything is a mirror for you. And again, you were attracted to that partner, whether it was 20 years ago or 2 days ago, based on the energy and the traumas and the holes you have in your own energy, your own body. Wherever you have that deep down blockage is the person that you're attracted to bring that out, to bring light into that part of you. It's always something in you that you haven't healed, that you put up with being in that type of relationship where you're not heard, or they make you feel that you're not important, or whatever it is. And love yourself so much that you also go up in your vibration. You do the inner work, your vibration goes up. You are now existing in a higher timeline. Guess what? You're now interacting with everyone's higher aspect as well. When you exist from 5D, which is essentially the beginning of the amazingness. 5D is, the fifth dimension is operating from the 0 point of the heart. And this is where you become your, where essentially you access all aspects of the universe from one spot, your heart vortex. Again, I'll explain this in detail later on in another video. But when we wake up and we do the work, we start existing more and more from the heart. We are no longer interacting with other people in 3D. We're not interacting with other people's 3D or 4D selves, with their ego or with their wounded aspects. When we do the work inside us, we raise our vibration, we exist in a higher timeline. The people we interact with are also in that timeline. So again, we have multi-dimensions. Again, so dimensions aren't like this. Dimensions are actually expansion and contraction. So when you come from a higher dimension, everyone all of a sudden is nicer, smarter, more helpful, more loving than you've ever known before. Because you did the work. It's never about the other person. It's exactly where you are coming from in every single moment dictates your reality. So, you want your partner to wake up, you want them to get it, you want them to start ascending, do the work. And when you raise your vibration, you become a massive energy torus field, and that person will automatically start having to level up as well to reach your new state. Essentially go in to your heart, and now you're interacting with everyone in the fifth dimension. This is now where your partner is a totally different person. It's like they've done the work. But again, right, we'll be triggered by them again. They are the mirror for you, just like you're the mirror for them. And then some more stuff comes out in you. And then you become more aligned to your authentic self. So as we begin to ascend into advanced ascension, into oversoul embodiment, it becomes so imperative that we need to only be around the highest vibrations that are a match. So we need to, as we change ourselves within, we need to now have our outside world realign itself to match. So if you're always waiting for someone to wake up or to start doing their own work, and it's been years, well, then there's going to be a massive energy imbalance. But you want to obviously have someone that is in your same vibe, right? Or at least can achieve that. But if the person is unwilling to do the work and wants nothing to do with this new you or this new part of yourself, that this new passion about spirituality or inner healing, because we can wait, right? Everyone's on their own path, their own growth path. But we can't wait forever because we start stagnating our own evolution of our soul. And imagine all those hearts that you can touch. So say you have an amazing soul mission that maybe you're meant to help and teach and guide millions of people around the world. But you're staying small in the box because you're scared to end this relationship. So you're scared to show your true colors because your family or your friends don't like that new you. They don't like the person you've become. So you stay small and you stay with someone because of kids, comfort, security, whatever, or fear. And you don't help those millions of people that are waiting to be helped by you maybe 10 years down the road or 20 years down the road. So it's all a choice, right? And it's a choice that we don't make with the head. We always make it from the gut, from the heart, deep down within the body. It's always a feeling, right? You will know if someone's meant to be with you, or if someone was maybe possibly a karmic relationship or a karmic contract that you are now have cleared. That contract no longer exists, and it's not meant to be in your life any longer. So it's always a matter of really digging deep. We don't need to make rash decisions. And again, just like I talked about in the last video, make sure you watch that after this one, because I talk about so much, including you do not want to just run to the next person because you have that spark with the next person. It's always a matter of energy harmonic. Is there an energy imbalance, or are two people synced? Even if you've been doing the work, guess what? You're still evolving. Unless that person is on their spiritual path, really working hard. Because once we are ascending, and I'm talking about after many years, your soul is now in charge. Your light body is in charge. Your little human self is no longer in charge. So there's no end to your ascension. You can't just be like, oh, well, I met this person, they're the perfect match, I'll just stay here. No, you're not in charge anymore. Your whole self is in charge, your divine self, all your divine selves. Are we feeling that connection? Are we feeling supported? Can we express ourselves to our max in this relationship? Or is it just another relationship because we feel fear to be alone? So my advice is, if you're wanting to end a relationship right now, stay single for a long time. Right now, just do you. Really, really, really focus on you right now. When you do the work, literally, you change timelines so massively, you will look around and you're in a completely different world. Totally different. And this is how, again, we find our soul mission. We find our life path and our purpose. We do the inner work, and the entire outside world realigns to be exactly a match for you. And it might be 2-3 years down the road where you find the perfect match. When you're at an energy where you've done most of the work and you're a lot more stable in your growth. Relationships eventually will be something massively important. Again, coming together with soul family, with new partnerships, new ways of living, new ways of being in community. So let me know in the comments if you like this type of video, because I'm going to be discussing a lot more videos like this. I think it's a good way to describe stuff. I'll be talking about twin flames and soulmates coming up on a video later this week. Totally different than what you've heard, because we've heard so many things about twin flames. Not all of it's true. It goes well beyond what you've heard. I've already done Ascension and Relationships 101, which you can watch after this video. So if you like the video, please like it and comment, and I really appreciate you sharing the video. It gets my videos out to way more people. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell. I have lots more coming up on Earth 1111. I'm Roxanne. See you later. Bye-bye.